On August 25, 2022, 15-year-old Vanshita, a resident of Andheri in Mumbai, left her house in the morning, saying she was going to school. However, when Vanshita didn't return home by evening, her family grew anxious. Worried, her parents searched the nearby area, but when they couldn't find any trace of her, they decided to file a missing persons report at the police station. Based on their complaint, the Andheri police registered a kidnapping case, as the missing girl was a minor. The following day, on August 26th, residents of Nagaon spotted a suitcase in the bushes near the railway station. The weight was lying there raised suspicion, and upon closer inspection, they noticed a foul smell emanating from it. They immediately informed the Nagaon Railway Police, who then contacted the Andheri police, as this was now a murder case. Upon arriving at the scene, the police recovered a dead body, a school uniform, and a blanket from the suitcase. The body was sent for post-mortem, and the investigation of the uniform led the police to Vanshita's school. After confirming the school's information, the police contacted Vanshita's parents and asked them to identify the body. With heavy hearts, Vanshita's parents went to the post-mortem house and immediately recognized the body as their 15-year-old daughter, who had left home just the day before. Vanshita's parents were devastated. The police reassured them, saying that although they couldn't bring their daughter back, they would soon catch her killers. They asked the family if they had any suspects or enemies. The family quickly responded, saying they suspected a boy named Santosh Makwana, who had been harassing Vanshita. They explained that they had recently scolded and warned him to stay away from their daughter, and they were convinced that Santosh was responsible for her murder. The family provided Santosh's mobile number and address to the police. A police team raided Santosh's house, but he was nowhere to be found, and his phone was switched off. The police, knowing that Santosh was trying to evade capture, were left with the challenge of tracking him down. They placed his mobile number under surveillance, and on August 27th, they found that the phone had briefly been switched on for just 10 seconds. The police traced the phone's location to Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and narrowed it down to a cell tower near the Ahmedabad railway station. The police then contacted the Ahmedabad police, who checked all nearby CCTV cameras, including those at hotels, lodges, and streets. However, despite their efforts, there was no sign of Santosh or his accomplice, Vishal. The CCTV footage didn't show the boys getting off the train or entering any nearby establishments, making it difficult for the police to track them. After further investigation, the police concluded that the suspects might have boarded a train heading towards Rajasthan via Gujarat. When reviewing the CCTV footage from Vasai railway station, the police spotted both Santosh and Vishal boarding the train on the day of Vanshita's murder. This discovery provided a crucial lead, revealing which train and compartment the boys had boarded. The police shared this information with railway stations along the route to Rajasthan, asking them to check their CCTV footage. Despite these efforts, the boys remained elusive. The police then wondered why the suspects would head towards Rajasthan, and their investigation revealed that Santosh's grandmother lived in Palanpur, 146 kilometers from Ahmedabad. Convinced that the boys might have disembarked at Palanpur, the Mumbai police contacted the Palanpur railway police and requested them to check their CCTV footage. But none of the CCTV cameras there captured the two boys getting off the train. It's possible that the camera angle was such that the boys weren't captured, or they may have gotten off the train and left through another route, and the police didn't notice. After this, a team of Mumbai police reached Palanpur and raided Santosh's grandmother's house, but Santosh wasn't found there either. The police questioned the grandmother and other family members, but the grandmother flatly denied any knowledge of Santosh's whereabouts. In fact, she turned the tables on the police, asking them, "What's going on? We don't know anything, and Santosh hasn't come here." However, the police became suspicious of the grandmother's way of talking, thinking that she might be lying to protect her grandson and cover up his crime. But until Santosh was arrested, the police couldn't take any action against the elderly woman or be too harsh with her, as it was also possible she was telling the truth. Several days later, when the police felt that the situation had cooled down a bit, they raided her house again. But once again, they came up empty-handed, no sign of Santosh or his friend Vishal. The grandmother again repeated that she had no idea where Santosh was and scolded the police for harassing her. Just as the Mumbai police were preparing to return from Palanpur disappointed, they received a call from an anonymous number. The caller said he had seen two boys, around 22 years old, at the same house where the police had unsuccessfully conducted 2 raids. When the police asked who he was, the caller initially refused to give any details, but after being reassured by the police, he revealed his identity. It turned out that this person had a property dispute with Santosh's grandmother, meaning he was her enemy. He saw this as a chance to take revenge, which is why he called the police. Upon receiving the information, the police once again raided Santosh's grandmother's house in Palanpur. This time, they succeeded in catching both Santosh and Vishal. The police had to work hard for 34 days and travel thousands of kilometers to arrest them. After bringing them back to Mumbai and interrogating them strictly, they both broke down. Santosh confessed to killing Vanshita, explaining that the story began on social media. It was through such a platform that 15-year-old Vanshita met Santosh, as they were both from Mumbai. They started chatting every day on social media, eventually becoming good friends. Gradually, Vanshita fell in love with Santosh Makwana. They started meeting in person, often at Santosh's friend Vishal's house in Juhu, where they would spend time together before returning to their homes. This had been going on for several months. One day, Vanshita's family saw the two together, which made them furious. They believed that Santosh had led their daughter astray, and they were very angry. As a result, they beat up Santosh in front of Vanshita and humiliated him. That day, Santosh swallowed his pride but vowed in his heart to take revenge for this humiliation. Vanshita, on the other hand, began distancing herself from him. She stopped meeting him and even avoided talking to him on the phone, which only made Santosh more frustrated. Afterward, Santosh asked Vanshita to meet him one last time, saying, "Please meet me one last time. I know your family has imposed restrictions on you, and they even beat me up, but I still want us to have a proper breakup." Vanshita didn't want to meet him, but after Santosh insisted, she agreed, warning him that it would be the last time, as she couldn't go against her family. Meanwhile, Vanshita's family was looking for her because she had left home to go to school. Santosh brought her to his friend Vishal's house in Juhu, where they had often met before. Santosh tried hard to convince Vanshita, but she kept saying she couldn't go against her family. Santosh, however, wasn't ready to let her go. The fire of revenge was already burning within him, and although he wanted their relationship to continue, Vanshita, scared after the beating, had made up her mind to end it. The argument between Vanshita and Santosh escalated, and Santosh, who had already decided that if Vanshita refused to meet him, he would kill her, had come prepared with a knife. He pulled out the knife and began stabbing her. His friend Vishal, who was in a nearby room, came out when he heard the screams. Vishal grabbed Vanshita, and Santosh continued to stab her, killing her. After the murder, they changed Vanshita's clothes, hoping to make it harder to identify her, dressing her in Vishal's clothes since the murder happened in his house. They stuffed her body into a large suitcase, but, foolishly, also put her original clothes inside, making it easier for the body to be identified later. After packing the suitcase, they took it with them to dispose of the body. They reached Andheri and boarded a local train heading towards Virar. They got off at Nayagaon and headed further into Parar Nagar, where they found a dense forest, far from any population. There, they dumped the suitcase containing Vanshita's body. Afterward, they returned to the railway station and boarded a train to Palanpur. Based on their confessions, the police filed charges against them, and they were presented in court, where they were sent to jail. The case is still ongoing in court, and both accused will likely receive the harshest punishment possible. Friends, the purpose of sharing this story is not to upset anyone or cause harm, but to make you aware and alert. What are your thoughts on this incident? Please share them in the comment box, and if you appreciate our efforts, please like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Thank you.